I want to understand.
No. Could you repeat that?
No, how you were working in your previous development project? Like what are the phases of the software lifecycle you worked upon?
So mostly it was as I said, it's a enhancement work that I used to get. Initially, that enhancement work requirement I'll get it from the Jira board. So from the Jira, I need to analyze the requirement and need to see like what is the issue or what is that future that we are going to like add, and why is that. Those things I need to understand, and then I used to start my analysis. Like it's kind of impact analysis that I need to do, because if you are adding any change in the middle, right, so there will be some impact. So we need to identify that and prepare the documentation. I need to prepare that and need to showcase it to my PO and the client. And if they are okay with the changes, I will be going ahead with the code changes. So once the code change is completed, need to prepare a test JCL to test it, and once the unit testing is completed, need to do the integration testing, and then need to move it to QA. So there again they will do one more round of testing. If everything looks fine, then it will be promoted to the pre-prod region, and while at the time of release, the code will be moved to the production.
So did you involved in the deployment activities or not, or till QA?
Till QA only.
Okay. So were you in the same project for past 5 years?
No, it's like last project was that only. So previously also I had worked in other companies. There it was a different, but the work was almost similar. And except like in one of the project I had worked on the support. Like it's like we will be getting a production events as a mail. So we need to respond them with a restart instructions. So those kind of work also I did.
Okay. So the recent company was Infosys?
Yes.
How many years experience with Infosys?
Infosys, it's around 3 years, two and a half.
Okay. So like how you were doing the compilation and all there in your previous company? Previous
So
development project?
it was like a endeavor that we are using. So we will be creating like we'll be taking a copy of the program to my PDS, personal PDS first of all, and once the code changes are completed, we'll be moving to the stage with the help of ACL. So while moving it, like the compilation will happen, right? So there we will be fixing it, and again we'll promote the code to stage.
Okay. So can you how you were doing the finding process?
Usually like we don't have any external like everything was happening internally only. So when we are promoting the code, right, if it is a Cobol DB2, then the bind will happen automatically.
Have you faced any SQL errors when you developed the code?
Yes, I have faced like multiple SQL errors I have faced, which is like minus 805, minus 803, minus 305, minus 911. All those things I have faced.
Whenever a minus 805 is coming, what you will do?
Usually it is like a bind issue, plan not found. So we need to do the rebind for that particular plan.
How you were doing the rebind?
Usually here like we don't have any rebind and all. Like we'll do the pre-compilation again. That is the promoting.
Okay. So if it is a minus 803, what you will do?
Usually this we will get when we are inserting a data into a table, but duplicate records present. Like the key was already present, but trying to insert with the same key. So in that case, either we can skip that record, or maybe if it is required, we can update that record with the same key value.
Okay. So how you were doing the data correction actually? Suppose you want to delete the data and test on it.
So like mostly it was a files and a table. So in the files, if I want to edit that, then we will go ahead with the file manager, and by using a copybook layout, like I used to edit it. If it is in the table, like we will have separate region for the test and dev, right? So I will directly go to the platinum and I will be doing it.
Okay. So have you worked upon any other language other than Cobol DB2 or not? IMSDB, any experience?
No, but PL1 I have basic knowledge.
Have you worked on stored procedures?
Stored procedure not right now, but I have knowledge. Sometime back I had worked on that.
Okay. How have you developed a new stored procedures?
I have developed, but right now I may not answer for that.
Okay, what is your experience in production support project?
Production support, like not directly worked on the production support, but as I said, like we used to get the production issues from the scheduler team, so we will be helping them to resolve it, because we will not have access to restart the jobs in the production. So we will just guiding them, like with the restart parameters and what and all has to change, and then how to restart those things we are supporting. And if there is any program job, if that is failing regularly, then I used to do the permanent fix for that. So till then I have involved, not on the monitoring the jobs and all, like I did not involve.
Okay, what is the difference between a static call and then dynamic call?
The static call, dynamic call, these are the subprogram calling types. In case if it is a static call, we will use the program name directly to call the subprogram. In case a dynamic call, we will use the program name to call the we will use the working storage variable to call the subprogram. So in case of static call, if you are making any changes in the subprogram, we will need to recompile both the subprogram and main program. In case of dynamic call, we don't need to recompile the main program.
Have you used subprograms and the dynamic subprograms concept in your previous project?
Yes.
Have you developed a code accordingly?
So mostly like around 99% we have used dynamic only. Only very rare case we have used static.
Okay. So have you worked upon JCLs and all, the run JCL and all, who will create your jobs?
I will only create, like developing Cobol, JCL, DB2 things, all these things I have involved. Apart from that,
Okay.
if there are any, like there will be a separate team.
So every time you create a run JCL, you create on its own, or else use the existing ones? Suppose it's a new program and all.
So it's a depends actually. Like for example, if you are cloning some model and maybe the entire thing will be similar. So if you are cloning that and trying to execute, then I will take the clone of the JCL. If it is entirely new, then I will create a new JCL only, except that job card, some parameters will be there, right? Those I will take it from the existing JCL. Apart from that, logic like stepwise, I will add it on my own.
Okay. Do you have access to the production data and all? Have you seen the production data?
Production data read access I was having.
So how you were viewing the data?
Like even that will be also in the either file or table. So in the if it is a table, then we'll be having a different region for that. DSN, like we will be giving that, and we can view that, but we can't edit it. Similarly for the files also, like we have separate regions, like for the production. So we will be logging there, and we can see that data.
Suppose you are doing a UV testing, you want the production data to be replicated in the lower region. How you follow that? How you did that?
That copy option also we will not be having, so we will be raising a request to replicate the production copy to a test region. Like it's a ticket, and the scheduler team will run that job. It's like we will create a sample job that will copy production data, but we should make sure that some security things has to be followed. For example, like a customer, maybe something like a secret number will be there, SSN number and all. That should be encrypted before copying. So we will make sure that, and in that way we will create a JCL, and we will ask scheduler team to run that job, so that will copy it to the test file.
Okay. Suppose I have a database which is having a table and it's having a key, primary key kind of, some key field is there, that is getting increased in the length. So how my application would be impacted because of that?
So like any variable that will be handle maximum whatever it can occupy. For example, if it is a x of 10, it can occupy maximum of 10 characters. If it is a more than that, if it is coming more than that, the first thing like data will be truncated. So to avoid that, we need to like increase the length of that. The first thing we need to identify whether it is present in the copybook, or is it just a variable that we use it in the program. If it is present in the copybook, then all the programs which are used in this particular copybook may be impacted. So we need to identify all those list, and then like we need to make changes. And before that, if we have like a filler in the copybook, it will be a bit easy for us, because we'll just increase that length of the variable and we can decrease the filler, so that the impact will be a bit less compared to the previous one.
Oh, will we add fillers for the table fields and all? Table field copy decisions.
No, like here I meant just for the copybook, normal copy, not to the include and tables.
Okay, so my requirement is like for changing the table field, increasing the length.
Okay.
So where and all the changes would be in the application.
So in that case, like first we will be raising a request to change that DB request we need to raise, so that like in that we will mention like what was the old value and what is the new value that we are expecting. So those changes will be parallelly going on, and meanwhile from our side we need to identify the DCL for that table, and then like once we found out that, we need to modify that DCL and then need to find out all the programs which are using this particular table. So either like a recompilation is required, that means pre-compilation is required, or maybe like code changes also required. So whichever is necessary, we need to do that and do the unit testing.
Any changes in the JCLs?
In the JCLs also, like sometimes we may be having load and unload utilities for this particular table. So we need to find out which all those jobs using this particular table, and we need to make changes according to.
If suppose that field is used as in files, input, output files and
like input file, output file, then we need to change the length wherever we have used. For example, like in one A job, we are creating this file, so and this field is used, and if I think if like in that case we need to change the length. If it is 100 already and we have changed it to 2 character, then 102 we need to keep for the L record.
have you worked on cursor?
Yes.
Can you explain me the flow of cursor in a Cobol program?
The cursor, we will be having a few steps to follow if you are using cursor. One is to declare the cursor, and declare, open, fetch, close, all these things we need to use. And while declaring, like we will be mentioning that SQL query here, and then in the fetch we will fetch all the data whatever executed, and then once the open fetch is completed, we will need to close that.
How will you make sure like all the records in the cursor is fetched?
There we need to verify the SQL code. So if the SQL code is 100 while fetching, then we can tell that all the records are fetched.
Okay. So what kind of documentation process you were following in your previous project?
It's like if it is an enhancement, as I said, first thing I need to prepare the impact analysis document, and whatever enhancement I'm doing, right, like there will be a design document and some document might be there for this particular program. So we need to modify those also, like to add this particular logic in that in that design document. So those two things, and then apart from that, once the unit testing, integration testing is completed, I need to take a screenshot of all those test results, like what is the before change and after change, how it is impacting, and what is the like change that we made. All those things should be reflected in the screenshot, and some positive scenarios and some negative scenarios has to be captured in that documentation. And then apart from that, yeah, I think those are enough for the existing one.
Okay. Can you do me one favor? Like your face is like little bit far than the laptop. Can you just hold on your laptop in your hand and then speak for me? Because I'm not seeing a sync in your voice and what you're speaking. Okay. Is there any table or something? You can put it and then speak for me. Just for a few minutes. I think this also should be okay. You're putting somewhere, right? Now it is fine. Are you holding it?
Yeah, I'm holding with my hands.
Okay. This is fine. Check it out. 10 minutes only. You just want to understand some more things also. Okay. Where are you located actually currently?
Currently Hyderabad.
Okay, you're looking only in Hyderabad?
It's not like that. Hyderabad, Bangalore would be fine, but first preference will be Hyderabad.
Okay. So, are you fine with flexible with any shifts?
Yes.
Okay. So, if suppose any new technology is given, will you be able to learn it?
Yes.
Suppose IMSDB, you haven't worked IMSDB, right?
Yeah, I have not worked, but I have like at least basic I know, so I'm ready to work on that as well.
Okay. Okay. You have any questions for me?
So like if I select for this project, what kind of this project is it? Like a support, or I mean production support or development?
We have multiple projects. Okay.
Okay.
Mostly we're looking for a developer